Y'all, I'm mad right now. I am mad because I sat here and I filmed this video once already and I was not happy with how it turned out, but I was, I'm kind of working through the motions and I only discovered that it was all in a time lapse. So my 30-minute video was condensed into 30 seconds. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am here doing my first quarter resolution tune-up for 2020. And if you guys want to see how I did in my first quarter, then keep on watching. If you guys have seen my resolution videos in the past, you'll understand how these work. So I have 4 main topics that I like to discuss in my resolutions, which is creativity, financial, fitness, and intellectual. I like to discuss what my goals were in the first quarter, how I did, and then come up with some second quarter goals. It's really hard to sit here and assess how the first quarter goals went without addressing the elephant in the room, which is the COVID-19 pandemic. It came to me personally, the first 2 months of the quarter were great. I was at the gym every day. I was doing really well, intellectually. I was brainstorming a lot of ideas for the future of the website and of the channel. And I had a lot of things to look forward to. I think as we all did. It was a new year, new energy. I was really excited. It's really hard to sit here and try to dissociate how the quarter went without the total reflection of the year-long month of March, because we have been through so many ups and downs in the month of March, as I kind of discussed in my March favorites. And realistically, it is really hard to assess your goals without wanting to make it a focal point of just the last month alone. When it comes to how to prepare for the second quarter, this is going to be me just venting a lot and kind of saying you need to do these things, which might come off as very self-deprecating. And that's just who I am as a person. For those of you who don't know me personally, I am my own harshest critic. I realize that with myself personally, the harder I am on myself, the more successful I am. So, I don't know, strap in and we'll see how it goes. My first quarter creativity goals were more or less to just become more comfortable with creating content and becoming a little bit more consistent with creating a schedule for posting. I knew going into the first quarter that a lot of it wasn't going to be heavy upfront, meaning the months of January and February, I wasn't gonna have a lot of content. As a matter of fact, I didn't post anything until my first video, which was my travel with me to Greece. When I went on the Greece trip, I knew that I was gonna be posting that video. Had an enlightening experience on that trip, which made me more excited to create content and become more comfortable, even if it was a 5-minute video that I made. I knew that was gonna happen, but I didn't realize how quickly that would have happened and how much time I now have to create all this content in the world, because literally I don't leave my house. So it's I knew it was going to be a revitalization period, but not nearly to the magnitude that it is. To the point where I feel really inspired to want to create things and to want to do things. I'm bored as heck in my bedroom, which means I've tampered with the idea of filming tutorials and filming just anything. I feel that in part it's also trying to document a little part of history, seeing as this I can't really leave my house, so what else is there to do other than to talk to my camera? If anything comes out of quarantine, it's the fact that this channel kind of got a facelift and it's now being revitalized, and it's something that I'm really excited about. I think my second quarter goal is to just kind of keep the ball rolling, coming up with different content ideas, different video ideas, whatever I want to film, I'm going to film. A lot of what my lifestyle is, a lot of it is travel, a lot of it is fashion and beauty and makeup and all of those things. And a lot of it is also just sitting down and talking to you guys too. And I know of in the past that I have said that this channel was a distraction for the things in my day-to-day life that I didn't want to deal with, i.e. a failing relationship. Right now I'm in a really, really great, healthy relationship where my partner really inspires me to want to take it to the next level. And I am surrounded by great people who also want to see the best of me, who challenge me every day to be the best version of myself. And I think with that, this no longer is a priority, but it's something like an extracurricular that I'm really, really passionate about. It really helps a lot when you have good people around you, when you're excited about things, when there's not a lot to be excited about right now. And just to really be able to focus all that attention and energy on something has been helpful too. My financial resolution goals were to consolidate my credit cards with high balances and interest rates, and to chip away the smaller balances of the other cards to pay off 2 of them, to save money for future trips, and to reestablish spending habits and to actually stick with them. Be completely transparent. I had full intentions of applying for a credit card loan to consolidate all of my high interest rates and to really just kind of refocus my financials. Keeping it 100, I was not able to do that because I don't own a home. I live with mom and dad still. I lease my car, so it's not as if I could turn that over. And also I didn't have anything for collateral to give to the underwriter, therefore I couldn't fill out a loan. Sure that there are other means of me doing that, however, I didn't really want to have to go into a financial institution and sit down and talk to them. It was something that I kind of wanted to do on my own, and you know, right now it just isn't feasible for me to do that. Keeping it transparent, I do have a lot of credit card debt. It is manageable right now. It's not ideal, but it's manageable and I'm not suffocating just yet. I was hopeful that with the consolidated credit card loan that would have helped. Unfortunately, that's not the case, and therefore I kind of have to go back to the drawing board, which is, you know, it's kind of a kick in the nads, really, not to be crude, but it does kind of suck because I was really hoping that I could better my financial situation, but it just means that, hey, you kind of have to go back to the drawing board. I've always had credit card debt. It's something that I've always dealt with since I was 20 years old, and it's gotten bad to points where I felt very crippled and I didn't know how to manage. Like I said, it is manageable now. It's not ideal, but it is manageable. When it came to those smaller balances, I was able to chip away at 3 store credit cards there, and those are all paid off, which is good. One of the cards was a VW service card that I have. God forbid something were to happen to my car and that wasn't covered under warranty. I don't have to worry about that now because, again, God forbid something does happen to the car. That is an additional source that I can pay for it, and that has been paid off because my winter tires are officially paid for. Other cards I had were store credit cards, which right now I shouldn't be spending money anyway because we're in quarantine, but you know, your girl still does do some online shopping. I'm very fortunate to be in a position where I am still receiving a paycheck, and you know, I hear a lot of the problems that my friends are having, that my family is having, how they're not as fortunate to be receiving paychecks. And it's a conversation that I don't want to sit there and flex on how I spend my money, but it's a conversation that does need to happen soon. And especially because I have been talking in other facets of my life of things that I want to do. And it will eventually come, but I don't think it's going to happen in the second quarter. Second quarter goals is, again, to just really kind of chip away at those high interest rate credit cards and to pay off the smaller ones so I can focus more attention on the higher rated ones. My approach is more or less the snowball approach rather than the avalanche approach. And right now, you know, just kind of still saving money up for a rainy day fund, just because once this quarantine is over, I do plan on traveling. I don't know how soon after quarantine that I do plan on traveling, but I do still plan on saving money just because I do have some things planned in the future. Hopefully Corona is willing to work with me. It's just been very overwhelming to try to think about, like, am I going to be able to go on vacation in September? Am I going to be able to go on vacation in November? And it's been difficult, but the only approach I can take of it is day by day, or when Corona ends and we get to live our lives again, my normal day-to-day fun. This one is the one that I'm least excited to talk about, which is always everybody's resolution, which is the fitness component of this. And realistically, I don't even want to say that the first quarter, like the first couple months, were good, because they were. I was consistent with going to the gym and I did feel good. I feel whatever progress I did make has definitely derailed. And so let's break down the goals and then we'll get into it. I wanted to lose 15 pounds. I wanted to drink 100 ounces of water a day. I wanted to log my meals daily into MyFitnessPal. And I wanted to incorporate yoga or another form of active recovery at least once a week. Instead of the 15 pounds lost, I'm not going to say that I gained 15 pounds, but we close. I don't think I've concretely gained any weight. I also haven't weighed myself in 2 weeks just because I've eaten a lot of Cosmic Brownies and a lot of Cadbury mini eggs. It's been really hard, and I think, you know, talking about COVID-19 and the quarantine and the shelter in place and the fact that gyms are closed, having to completely overhaul how one looks at their relationship with working out has been a lot more difficult than I want to admit. Talk about it. The gym was a place that I would go that I had become so obedient with going and, you know, turning everything off for an hour and going to the gym, working my tail off and feeling good when I left. Now I don't have that avenue. I don't have that outlet anymore, and I have to take that same obedient behavior with the gym and apply it here. And with not only, you know, being really hard of taking the same attitude and obedience that I had with work, to take that and put it in the same confines because I'm working from home. I'm working out from home. I'm still trying to live a normal social life at home. It has been so much harder than I want to admit. I will say one thing is that I have been doing a little bit more yoga, and that's not for the physical aspect of it at all. In fact, it's more of the mental thing because, pretty understandably so, we've all been a little flustered, I think is a good way of saying it. We've all been very in our own heads, especially with all this stuff and the uncertainty of it. I've been using Yoga with Adriene that a bunch of people had suggested to me, and I really do love the fact that it's free, that I can do it whenever, and also I just love her as a person. When you're not feeling your best mentally, I don't know about you guys, but I immediately, you know, start binging and I start eating, and, you know, I've always had a good relationship with food, but it's definitely been a lot more strained, especially now with everything that is going on. So my eating has been the greatest because I haven't been eating great. I haven't been logging my meals into MyFitnessPal because I'm low-key embarrassed to see the food that's going in and realizing how much more work I'm gonna have to do. And it's been quite a challenge. I'm not gonna sit here and sugarcoat it and say that, like, oh yeah, like I do home workouts every day. Like, no, like I would much rather lay in bed and watch Ozark. Like, it comes to the second quarter, since we know we're pretty much going to be stuck inside for all of April, most of May, maybe even June, who knows. I think it's now going to be that goal of reestablishing eating habits, reestablishing and building up a relationship with not just the gym, but with working out itself. Taking that same energy I take to the gym and just putting it to the idea of working out. When it comes to my intellectual first quarter goals, I wanted to keep continuing to teach myself a language. I wanted to read 6 books. My year total is 25 that I would like to read in a whole calendar year. And then I also wanted to start completing the online courses I bought on StackSkill like 3 years ago. Let's talk about it. I was teaching myself Greek because I wanted to just be familiar with some of the language. Going on the trip, I really didn't need any of it. I have since decided to start going back to teaching myself Czech. Do I plan on going to the Czech Republic anytime soon? No. But it's one of those things that it does keep the brain sharp, and also it is something that I like doing. It's something that I'm good at, and it's a good party trick. When it comes to the reading goals, I have been slacking a lot, and I'm currently now in a dilemma because obviously most places are closed, including my public library. I am somebody who cannot read on an iPad. I can't do it. I don't know if it's that I don't have the right attention span for it, if it's just the fact that I'm not holding a physical book. I really like to limit my screen time before bed, and I think because my brain thinks I'm looking at a screen, which I am, it's been really hard trying to find the motivation to lay in bed and read because I just don't know how to on a screen. I'm currently on book number 5 right now, which I'm about halfway through. It's midway through April and I'm not making good progress. And, you know, realistically, I kind of have to get over it. Either scrap the whole goal or just learn to adapt and read ebooks or listen to audiobooks. Used to be a huge audiobook listener. I can't do it anymore because I have the attention span of a squirrel with ADD. So reading on a screen has been the best solution for me. For those online courses, I think I just throw them in every resolution saying, oh yeah, this is gonna be the month I do it. This is gonna be the month. I didn't even log on to look to them. And truthfully, I'm gonna not be doing that anytime soon, since I had a slight accident with my laptop and spilled an entire cup of coffee onto the keyboard, and it's currently being sent out to hopefully have it fixed. So I'm without my computer for a while. When it comes to the second quarter goals for my intellectual, I think, you know, this is going to be kind of a weird catch-all one, and it's not really going to make a lot of sense, I don't think, but it's going to be focusing on old habits and relearning who I am as a person. Somebody who is very detail-oriented, who is very neurotic, and who is very type A. And when you are making me forced into my own home, you know, I have to relearn who I am and how to become more adaptable. I feel like a lot of this video I sat there saying I made a lot of excuses because like, oh, well, I can't leave my house. I can't do this. I can't do that. It's really hard. And, you know, to kind of sit there and make myself realize who I need to be adaptable, to stop making excuses. That's a huge learning lesson. Instead of saying that I want to read X number of books, I'm just going to say I want to bring the year total to 13, which I have a lot of work cut out for me. And it's kind of coincides off of that first resolution goal, which is relearning habits and relearning routines and making things work in the current environment that I'm in. Those were my first quarter resolution tune-ups, so thank you guys again so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. If you like my videos and if you like my content, and if you like me, feel free to subscribe by hitting the button down below and getting notified when I post new videos, which will be on a more consistent basis because I have all the time in the world now. I will be sure to do a full blog post where you guys can read a little bit more into detail about things that aren't discussed in this video, and you can find that over at the website sarahlock.com, 2 H's, 2 K's. And also be sure to link all my socials down below too, so you can follow me from the kitchen to the bedroom to the bath. It's going on a lot of fun trips this year. As for my second quarter hopes and expectations, I hope I get to leave the house soon. I hope that all of this will be over before we know it. And I hope that everybody is taking this virus seriously. I have been fortunate enough that I haven't known anybody to have had this virus personally. Like I've known people who have it, whether they're being social media followers or so on and so forth. But personally, I know nobody in my day-to-day life who has had it. Scary times that we live in, it is very uncertain. And all I could say is just, you know, stay patient, stay vigilant, you know, wash your hands, stay 6 feet apart from each other. I feel like a broken record, and I feel like everybody's been telling you that too, but yet we still have people that are outside when they shouldn't be, or going to your friend's house. That's not what social distancing means. That's a lot of words. But with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and bounce. So thank you guys so much for watching. Take care, love you always, and until next time, we'll see you guys later. Bye. Here's to hoping that that was all in regular video, because